Hi everyone, it's Diane. Welcome back. Oh, I hope everybody's doing well. We're going to do a quick card today because, like everyone else, I am beyond crazy right now trying to get ready for, of course, Thanksgiving, the Christmas market that I have stuff to go for sale at. So I'm trying to get my cards and journals all ready to go. I have one journal. I can't even believe I found my tabletop because I had so much journal stuff laying here. I really didn't think, we're a little crooked. I didn't think I was going to find anywhere to lay that down. Usually I do all my cards on this side of the table and my journals on the other side of the table. But I have mixed media boards over there right now. And so my journal won't fit there. And everything's a wreck. Oh, so how y'all doing? While I was getting my cards ready for the Christmas market, I realized I don't have a lot of sympathy cards. Unfortunately, that's a card that we need all too often. I'm going to cut a new piece of Night of Navy for the front of my card because I changed the blade in my trimmer. That other one was a little bit raggedy. So I'm going to make a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch panel to go on the top of my card base here. I'm going to use Night of Navy on Night of Navy, but we're going to give it a little bit of depth here. I'm using this stamp that I had gotten. I think I got this at that scrap stamp art tour last summer. I don't know why that's always so hard for me to say. And this is Stacy Stamps and a Wreath for All Seasons. And I don't see, oh, Double Trouble. I'll put this link in the description box below just in case you're interested. I don't know if it's still available. I would think that since I just got it, you probably stand a chance of being able to find that if you're interested. And I knew I wanted to heat emboss, so I pulled out several embossing powders because obviously I didn't want to make this bright and shiny like a Christmas card might be because I'm making a sympathy card, but I didn't know how these powders were going to appear on my Night of Navy cardstock. So I tried Marshmallow Puff first of all because that's not really a white, it's sort of marshmallow. That's a good name for it, marshmallow. I did one in copper. Copper on the navy is gorgeous. I did Princess Gold. Princess Gold, I'm afraid, might be a little bit too shiny for what I'm going for. And Detailed Silver. Now, the Detailed Silver is shiny, but it's almost a gray. This is, whose is this? PSX. I've had this for years and years and years. I don't even know what PSX is. Santa Rosa, California. I don't know if they're still there. But anyways, this is just not a shiny in-your-face silver. So I think that's what I'm going to use. And I kind of had to decide that up front because I want to emboss the wreath, and I also want to emboss my greeting on here. Oh, my greeting is going to be from Very Best Occasions, thinking of you with comfort and love. And I think I will emboss, I should have cut 2 panels because I'm going to emboss with comfort and love for the inside as well. So let me just grab that other piece of blue and we'll have one ready for the inside. Is this it? 4, yep, 5 3/8. Lovely. Yep, that cuts much better with a new blade on there. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my Night of Navy ink and a blending brush, and I'm going to add some ink to my outside edges, mainly because I love ink blending. But it's also going to give sort of a halo effect in the middle of our panel. The only thing is now I've just added a bunch of ink to my cardstock, so it's wet. And if I put embossing powder on there right now, it's going to be everywhere that I don't want it to be. So set that down here, and I am going to dry this with my heat gun just real quick here. See if that'll help make a difference. So I apologize for the noise. I'm afraid if I mute the volume on this too many times, I might not get it back. I did notice thank goodness I checked, because I think my computer did updates and restarted, and when it does that, the volume always seems to go away. Don't know why. Feels pretty dry. We can test that by adding some embossing powder to it, dumping it off, and oh, look at that stick. See, so there's still a lot of wet ink on there. Guess I should have done that ahead of time, but I did want to show you a little method to my madness. Let's see how we do now. Oops, supposed to go off. OFF off. I am going to use my little embossing buddy on there, so I think it might be all right. That'll help with that. And I also wanted to take this, well, it worked okay. I thought I might like it better if I used my Stamparatus and did this on here. I feel like I have embossing powder everywhere. This stamp doesn't have, and I'm going to try to be really careful because there's Versamark already on this stamp, and so I know if I move it, I'm going to have a shadow. Oh, it doesn't have the image sticker that goes on the back of the stamp sometimes. So I just peeled off the release paper that was on there, and I made a little arrow where I want it. It's a wreath, so it's not really going to make that much of a difference, but I found where I wanted the top of my wreath to be, and I just drew a little arrow with an ink pen so that I could try to keep this in the shape that I wanted it. Give it a little extra loving with the embossing buddy, since I know we have a lot of ink on there. And my Versamark, are you? So how's everybody doing? All ready for Turkey Day? I think I have everything I need. Ran out today and got the oven cooking bag for my turkey and some extra potatoes. I was worried about the oven bag. I knew I'd forgotten it at the store. Excuse me. Of course, we're going to lose our voice because that's what I do all the time. And I didn't bring water up here today. And I wanted to make sure I had enough potatoes to hold all that gravy. So, ran out this morning and got that. I think I'm ready to start baking this weekend. Make some pumpkin rolls, and I don't know if I want to start kolache now or wait until closer to Christmas for that. I always end up making too much, so I might hold off on that. Just stick with my pumpkin roll. Yeah, that didn't stick around too much. I have one teeny tiny little bit over here. Just take my brush and clean that off. Alright, and then I'll get my heat gun up here and you can watch the magic happen. And we'll see how this pretty wreath comes out. Now, if you want a little extra texture, you can always use an embossing folder and run that through your embossing machine. Make sure that your heat embossing is cool. If you run it through your embossing machine while it's still warm, you're going to flatten that right out. I don't think for this card that's what I want to do. That door off. At this one and get my little greeting on here. This is going to be a quick one, like I said. We're not doing a whole lot of extra. I do want to make sure I can find my microfiber cloth here when I'm done. Did I use this one yet? Comfort and Love. No, I don't think I did. Comfort and Love. Oh, I did use Thinking of You, though. I thought this would just be a super quick card. I might be able to get a few of these made before next weekend to add to my inventory. All right, and there's our one for the inside. I also meant to grab my silver jelly roll pen. Make sure it works good, because we're going to color in some of those little berries. Oh, you know what? I better make sure the stamp's straight, because who knows? I could hear a noise. I got a little scared for a minute. My paper was falling over. And this is just for some work, but I should be able to see it. Not really, no I can't. Goof. I just want to make sure I have it on here straight. I do. Yahoo! Now I gotta clean it before I can emboss with it. Well, really I don't, but because I have blue, and I'm embossing on blue, and of course my chamois is dry. We had our Christmas card workshop here the other day, Tuesday, with the ladies, and their cards just came out really cute. Really, really cute. I think they had a good time, I hope. We had a couple of new ladies join us, so it was really fun to meet them. I'll have to look and see if I have the cards behind me that we did. Oh, no, we didn't, because I don't, because I have a couple of them ready for the ladies group. No, not next week, the week after. They'll be doing their Christmas cards, and a couple of them are the same ones that I used this past week. So, and then I finished up their third design today, cutting all their paper. I have to cut the fourth design's cardstock up yet, and then I'll pretty much be ready to go with them. So this is just a Jelly Roll pen. I remember when my kids were little and they used to love the Jelly Roll pens. It's like, I don't know what you see in them, but we had them in every color. And now here I am, 40 years later. No, 50 years later, actually, I think. And that'll be the front of our Sympathy card. So let me get my other. Make sure I got the right one. We can emboss our inside. There is a little gnat around. You know, I am afraid. I brought in my plants from outside. And I washed them all, in warm water and soap, and rinsed them all out. And everybody looks like they're doing okay. But I keep getting these little gnats. I'm afraid they're from my plants. And it was new potting soil. So it isn't like it was old soil that would have critter in it, I don't think, anyway. I mean, I guess it could come from the store. Yeah, it could come from the store like that with bacteria and stuff in it, I guess. All right, let's wipe this little thing off. Oh, there is one. I was going to say, and I probably don't have a cloth, but I do. Get all the extra embossing powder and embossing buddy stuff off of there. And I think I had too much on that one. Card base. I do want to glue these down pretty good because of all of the embossing and the heat. They're a little bit warped. So I think first of all, I'm going to get rid of any embossing powder in there. And then I think I'm going to use double-sided tape on this. Because I really didn't notice any gnats or anything before, and that's the only thing different. I have all those plants now. Not a ton. And actually, I'm a little concerned about my succulents because they're starting to droop a little bit. I think it got really very, very cold here. I mean, they were inside, but still, they like some sunshine and warmth. Yep, you need to go to Florida for the winter. Everybody ready for Thanksgiving? Are you having family or helping out maybe at like a Salvation Army or something? Or what y'all doing? I know, excuse me, I know my oldest son will be here because he picked up a second part-time job working security. And actually, he's having fun with it because he gets to like go to football games and concerts, and you know, he can pick whatever venue. And but he's working Black Friday, and I feel kind of bad for him. I think that's gonna just be. I don't even like to go out of the house on Black Friday. Now you can see where that little bit of ink blending helps bring that panel up from the back card base a little bit. Very pretty. This is exactly the tone I was going for. Just simple and elegant and meaningful. I think this fits the bill. And I haven't talked to my youngest son yet. I mean, I hope they're coming for Thanksgiving. I mean, even if they don't come for dinner, I hope they come over and have some leftovers or something, you know. I don't get to see him very often. Oops, back here. I told the ladies the other day too, I do have my box of stamp sets that I want to get rid of the ones that I don't use anymore. And so I am going to have a little sale. I'm not sure how quickly we're going to get through that with the holidays upon us already. So I will let you all know though as soon as I figure that out. And there we go for a very simple and I hope pretty sympathy card. This can be changed up. You know, we've talked about this before. You can most certainly add a Christmas greeting across the bottom of this and make it an elegant Christmas card. But like I said, I needed a couple of sympathy cards to add to my inventory, and I think this is going to fit the bill. I don't even think I want to add any silver rhinestones or anything. I want it to be really plain, and yeah, that does it. That works exactly the way I want it to be. So, thanks for hanging out with me. Oh, this was a little longer, 25 minutes. Wasn't my shortest one, but I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you back here Monday. And stay warm if you're in the areas that are getting all the snow and cold like we are right now. And thanks again. Bye, everyone.